driving for storage. And I'm really so proud of my students. I've been doing coaching calls all day, and they're getting out and they're talking to owners. The only way you're ever going to find a facility is if you talk to owners, right? Okay, so hashtag driving for storage. If you do go out and drive for storage, then tag me in there and put hashtag driving for storage so I can see you out driving for storage. Take a picture of yourself while you're driving, not while you're driving, but like take your picture while you're out looking for storage. And then just put hashtag driving for storage and tag me so I can see you, and say like, hey, everybody, I'm looking for storage facilities. I'm going to buy one, start putting it out to the universe that, you want to buy storage facilities, right? Because guess what? The universe listens. It listens. So if you put it out to the world, it will hear you. Okay, so hashtag driving for storage equals market research. Hashtag driving for storage equals market research. So what that means is that if you are out driving for storage, you are really getting to know the market. You're getting to know what facilities are out there. I talked to one student today and she's like, I drove for an hour and she's like, all I saw were just big box companies. And I was like, well, then you never left a primary market. You never left the primary market, right? So, you need to be focusing on probably in her area, because she's in the Northeast, tertiary markets, because the secondary and the primary markets are so expensive, unless she has like millions of dollars, but she doesn't, right? So essentially she needs to be going further out. So we sat on a map, looked at the map, and we tried to figure out which areas would be good for her to be focusing on. And she was like, well, I really want to have like, a facility closer to me, not so far out. And I said, well, then you need to wholesale the first couple of storage facilities, right? Wholesale them. And then once you make the money on those wholesale deals, 50 grand on each or something, then you could take that money and you could use it as a down payment for a bigger facility that's closer to you, right? So that's kind of the way that I told her to do it, because she really does want to have something kind of more closer to her area, but she lives in a secondary market, and the facilities are just too expensive out there, so she needs to wholesale, and then maybe come up with a good amount of money for a down payment, and then still get out there and look and find something. And then when she comes across something that she wants to buy, then she can just partner with one of the students in the group, right? Or something like this, because there's a lot of students in that area. So I said, just get out there and make some money first. So that's kind of how I did it. But anyway, so driving for storage equals market research. Get out there and start really driving around and looking at the facilities that you have, and go as far out into the country as you can, so that you can see what a primary market looks like, a secondary market, and a tertiary market looks like. So you want to really know and understand all three markets. Okay, so now what we're doing is we're going to get into my 6-step system again, and I'm going to break it down even more today. I'm getting like super deep, right? So, okay, so remember that we talked about this. This is the 6-step system, all right? And this is derived from me just teaching over the last 10, I guess I've been teaching for like 7-8 years, a long time I've been teaching. And I've been teaching the 6-step system for a long time here. 6-step system is what I call a 6-step system to storage. Okay. And I'm just going to break it down. And it looks, remember, if you guys remember, it looks like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? This is like you, right? Or your business. You've got the office, setting up your office. You've got marketing. You've got acquisitions. You've got finance. You've got management. And you've got liquidate. And these are all the different departments of your business, right? So, and this is a step-by-step process. First step, second step, third step, fourth step, fifth step, and sixth step, right? Okay, so this is basically what I call the 6-step system. All right. And this is your department. This is what your self-storage investing business looks like. Even though you visually can't see this, all these departments, all these steps here are all moving. They're working at the same time. It's actually a lot. It's a lot of work, right? This ain't easy. All right. So I wanted to dig a little bit deeper in that today. So essentially, I talked about your first step, which is your office admin. All right, this is you setting up your office. All right, and inside your office, this is what you're going to need. All right, and we'll just kind of work it this way. First, you're going to need to structure your company. Now, I'm not going to get into how you want to structure your company, right? But essentially, most of the time, a self-storage company is an LLC, right? Unless you get into like bigger facilities and stuff, or whatever. But like, your very first facility, you're going to have it as an LLC. But you want to learn really how to structure your company properly. Now, in the Super Simple Self-Storage course, this goes for my students and for like non-students that are here hanging out and listening to me. In the Super Simple Self-Storage course, there's a bonus section, right? There's a bonus section, and it's for guests. It's from guest speakers. And one of my really, really good friends, Deanna Britt, she came and she taught to storage nerds one time, and about a year ago or so, and she taught all the different ways that you can structure your business. So that's a bonus. So when you buy that course, all right, or if you're one of my students, then your homework is to go and watch that section inside the course. And you'll see when you get inside that there's just like guest speakers, and you open that up and you'll see how to structure your business. Or I think it's like business structuring 101 or something. And she goes into like all the different types of business structures out there. Okay. So that's your bonus, and that's your homework. All my students, that's your homework. So bonus. Her name was Deanna Britt. Okay. And it's business structure 101. That's a bonus, all right, in the course. Super Simple Self-Storage online course. That's where it's at, okay? SSSS, okay? Okay, so that's the first thing, is how do you structure your business? How do you structure that? And then as you get into really getting into like purchasing commercial real estate, like you're going to get into even more advanced stuff. Actually, in January, my husband's going to teach things like land trusts. And we do a lot of like estate planning and stuff like this, because really in commercial real estate, once you get into this, like you start owning a lot of property that's like kind of like expensive, right? That's a good thing about like investing in commercial real estate, is like you start like owning a lot of property that's like worth a lot of money, right? And you're like, okay, now I have like a lot of money. Now what the hell do I do? How do I structure everything? How do I protect everything, right? And so that's in there as too. But land trusts, that is another thing that you can learn about under office admin. And that is also, we have a guest speaker. His name is Randy, and he's actually my coach on land trusts. And he came and talked to the Storage Nerds group as well. And he went over a whole section on like land trusts and how to set them up and what they are and stuff. And so that also is a guest speaker. It's a guest speaker for in the Super Simple Self-Storage online course. And so you can watch that as homework as well too. So that's also in the course, right? And then also you want to do, you want to be completely electronic and completely virtual, which means that you want to be in the cloud. Everybody knows this. If you're not in the cloud, then that means you got to be at work, you got to be at home doing your stuff, right? So me, essentially, like Pete and myself, we can run we can literally run our businesses from our phone. And I do, because I live in an RV and travel, and half the time I don't got internet because it don't work, right? So I got to run off my phone a lot of times, right? So you want to be managing and running your business from your phone. So that, I say, is like, are you completely 100% virtual. If you're still sitting there with like a file full of papers and stuff, I was like, you ain't in the 21st century anymore, right? Contracts, electronic. Everything's electronic nowadays, right? So you want to work on getting in the cloud. So I talk about that in the course as well too. All right. So I just want to get into that. So that's basically office admin. Another thing that we can add a little on here is the phones, right? Make sure you have like a business phone, and then you have like the phone that you talk to the sellers to. Like you don't want two phones, but you want two lines, right? So you don't want the people that you're talking to about buying their properties on calling the same number that your tenants are calling, right? So it's like a business line and then like the tenant line for your company. So essentially now we have like, of course we've got a lot of facilities, so we got like 15 lines, but essentially you want a separate line that is like your business number. Okay. Okay, so that's office admin on like, that's kind of the stuff that we go over in, plus a lot more, but I can't think of it all right now. Okay, that's office admin.